It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, you have found me on a Monday, and what a Monday it is going to be. It is once again a Metallica Monday. We have some unfinished business, y'all. Last week, we started our full album look into Ride the Lightning from Metallica. We heard all of side one, and I'm ready to get to side two today, y'all. It's going to be a big time video. I've been looking forward to it ever since I did last Monday's video. This came about from me hearing the title track to this album back in August on the channel, and it drew me as I was wanting to return to some Metallica before the end of the year. It drew me back to this particular album, and I realized that I had heard 3 or 4 of the songs, but that's it. And I thought, now's the time. I've got a little bit of knowledge about this album, and I've got some unfinished business with this album, so I'm going to listen to all of it and learn what I can about this great album. I'm glad that you're along for the ride today. Today, we are going to be hearing songs from side 2, including Trapped Under Ice, Escape, Creeping Death, and the Call of Ktulu. Now, the last song, the Call of Ktulu, is the only song from this side that I have yet heard. I heard it more than 4 years ago on the channel, so today's hearing of it is going to be almost like I've never heard it before. If I've heard it 2 or 3 times since I did that reaction over 4 years ago, then I'm being optimistic, y'all. It's been a long time since I heard the Call of Ktulu. I don't really remember it, and so I'm looking forward to being reminded of it today, as well as being introduced to these 3 other songs on this side, especially Creeping Death. Y'all have been telling me that this is a banger of a tune, and I've never heard it before. So let's get going, friends. We've got James Hetfield on vocals, rhythm guitar, and acoustic guitar. Kirk Hammett is on lead guitar. Cliff Burton is on our bass guitar, and Lars Ulrich is on drums, percussion, and backing vocals. We start out with a song called Trapped Under Ice. I haven't heard this one before, y'all, and as I read in, it's a song about, well, it's in the first person. Our protagonist has been awakened to find that he has been cryogenically frozen and discovers that he cannot escape. So it's an apt title, Trapped Under Ice. They ain't kidding, y'all. That's what they're talking about. So let's go along for the ride and see if he makes it out alive, shall we? This is Trapped Under Ice from Metallica. Here we go. Sounds like the 4 to 1. Big time rhythm, chugging along. Re, mi, fa. Lands on the F sharp. And listen to Kurt just ripping it up. Frozen soul, frozen down to the core. Break the damn ice, y'all. Let me out of here. So they're staying in F sharp here. Goes up to the A. Subtonic. Back to A. Wow. Where are they going to land? Half step higher than that A. Yeah. There's that tritone again, y'all. It's the same E to B flat that I've heard previously on this album. B flat, down to A. And it goes up to F sharp again for another guitar solo. Short one. Tight and a move can break free. Hand of Doom has a tight grip on. So the chorus goes up to the A from the F sharp. Ya da da dum. F sharp. They're all over the joint here, y'all. More than you'd think. Da dum, da dum, da dum. Boom. Only about 4 minutes for that song, but man, it was a banger all the way through. And you know what the reason why this whole journey for me has been so eye-opening is because the music that I've been hearing from bands like this, thrash metal, metal, heavy metal, hard rock, prog, you name it, you know, they are including much more sophisticated and nuanced harmonic structures than I was willing to give them credit for, naively, without hearing it. You know, as a person that really didn't understand this many years ago, I might hear a metal song. I'm like, all I hear, noise, right? Fast, banging noise. That's all I could really get out of it. And maybe it's part of the maturation process. Maybe it's just being more open-minded, sitting in a chair like this, doing a video like this for all of y'all and for myself. But I'm noticing they're in E. They move up to F sharp. They do solos in F sharp. They move to A. They move back to F sharp. They're in E. They're doing that tritone move, the A up to the B flat, right? And then it reflects down back to the E where they started. And so you've got keys that are by their roots connected. They're part of a pentatonic scale that they work together in E and F sharp and an A. They work together as really nice chords or as structures to build upon, but they're not just staying in one key. They're not just playing noise. They're playing really sophisticated songs that's talking about real stuff. You know, James, especially in these lyrics, he's trying to figure out, what would I do mentally what would I think if I was trapped under ice? Freezing, can't move at all, screaming, they can't hear my call, I'm dying to live. Cry out, I'm trapped under ice. No release from my cryonic state. What is this? I've been stricken by fate. Wrapped up tight, cannot move, can't break free. Hand of Doom has a tight grip on me. it makes for a wonderful metal tune. And again, it's a little dark, but it's on the human condition, and I'm into it, y'all. So let's keep going, shall we? The second song on this side is called Escape. It's one that I have not ever heard of, y'all. A lot of these songs I've at least heard of, but this one I've never even really heard anybody talk about this song. It's one that the band has rarely played live, and as I read, I think they were trying to come up with something that would be a little more radio friendly because their record label wanted that. That's something that we've heard quite often here, right? The record label goes, "We want to sell more records. Get yourself on the radio." And the band's over here going, "We just want to play our music, and your job is to distribute it," and people, go like this. And in the middle, sometimes some really great art gets made. So let's listen to Escape and see what they've got going for us here. It's Escape by Metallica. Here we go. They are an A for this one. Nice. How about that? A down to F sharp. Where have we heard that before? Of stupidity. Down by whole step, then there's the half step, back to the A. So they're giving us A down to G, to the F sharp, to A. Back to the A. And then down to the F sharp. So we land back on A. Yeah, it's a little more hard rock than it is metal, isn't it? But I like it. I think it gives a nice color, especially with the other songs on the album. It's a nice accompaniment. Nice. F sharp to B, F sharp to G, then down. See? Now they move down to E through that half step. F down to E. They just move down to it, and Kurt gets a solo. And now it's back up in F sharp. E is in F sharps, but F sharp seems like it's more the tonic now. Is that the police? Somebody called the police on us? They're after us. So they're singing "Life's for my own to live my own way." Life's for my own to live my own way. There we go, friends. A relatively long fade out for another relatively short song. But I like that one. It's a little simpler than their other tunes, but they're still giving us some classic Metallica sounds in that one. And I read some conflicting accounts when I was reading into this album. There was something that I read that says James hates this song, and then something else where they're like, we don't hate this song, we just don't perform it very often. Come on, you know. So I don't know. What do you believe on the internet anymore? It's hard to tell. So we've come to the time, friends. Next up, Creeping Death. Creeping Death. This is the one that I've really been hearing about. This is the only single that was released from this album, and many folks have said that it's their absolute favorite on the album. I guess I didn't say. If I had to pick a favorite off of side one, and it's tough, but I think Fade to Black is my favorite off of side one. So I'll see about this one here. This song is based on the plague of the death of the firstborn, as we read about that famous Passover story in Exodus from the Bible. So they're going biblical a little bit here. Creeping Death. Yeah. I read about them sitting at home and kind of watching the what's the Charlton Heston movie, the Ten Commandments, right? And this scene where the plagues are coming through, and there's this white smoke that kind of creeps around corners and sees who it's going to grab, you know? And when I was reading about, okay, that's what they're describing, and I'm like, yeah, Creeping Death, it makes sense. So let's see what it's about. I can't wait for this, y'all. Creeping Death from Metallica. Here we go. Intro into a driving, chugging riff in this ear only. Okay. Calm down, though. Bow, bow. There's a minor third. Bow, 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 da 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 da. James's lyrics are just great, by the way. Do me, then do re. So let it be written, so let it be done. Creeping Death. It's 3 days long. Hail to the fire. got they're using a little bit of flat 2 in there too. So sometimes they go to the regular 2, sometimes they use flat 2. Guitar solo. Take it, Kirk. That's just 1/4. Back to our regular little riff here. Yadam, subtonic yadam, bottom. That's 7. Ha! Ra, te, do, me, ra, do. Phrygian mode for the win, y'all. Oh, shit. Dang. Whoa. This is just a relentless tune, y'all. Bound. So let it be done. Here's this return to Phrygian mode. The firstborn they will suck. That's a freaking cool tune, y'all. And we got about a minute left. What are they gonna do? And that's the rest of that's all of the lyrics. So this works like a coda. Yeah. Man, the rhythm guitar in this band is just so gritty. But now. Great ending. That's better than a fade out, Metallica. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, y'all. Figure out how you're going to finish the darn song and give it to us. Yeah, you just ripped our faces off for 6.5 minutes. Give us a big ending. Y'all, you weren't lying. That's a big time tune. Creeping Death. You know, I've seen that Charlton Heston movie, I don't know how many times. And, you know, I've been told or read the story of the plagues of Israel, I don't know how many times, but that brought the vengeance and just the act itself, the sneaky way that it comes in the night. It just highlights it. And I really liked again, the harmonic play. They're using some tried and true harmonic ideas that are going to just be great for what they do in concert, which is played to a ton of people. These are sounds, these are harmonies that are going to work and be felt and appreciated and be effective with huge crowds. The way that the chords are structured, the power chords, the chugging of the rhythm guitar, the bass and the drums, all of that, it just pulls you in a way that is overpowering. It's not like a little intimate little thing that you listen to. It's when, you know, you're feeling mighty and you need some energy, right? These guys are giving it in spades. Absolutely cool. I really enjoyed that song. And we've got one more. We got one more, so don't go anywhere, friends. One more. It's the Call of Ktulu. It's an instrumental. And like I said, I heard this one on the channel back in October of 2021. And if I've heard it once or twice since, then yay for me. But I really don't remember all that it is about. It is based and pays homage to, based on and pays homage to the H.P. Lovecraft supernatural horror novel that changes the spelling a little bit, but that's where they draw inspiration for this one. So let's finish out the album with this classic instrumental from Metallica. It's the Call of Ktulu. Here we go. D minor, I believe. This 7 to 1. They go to the 4 chord, then give us doo-doo, the tritone over that. Dum, which is the flat 2 of the key. E flat down to D. Nice. So the 5th of that chord goes down by a half step and then down again to the root of the key. And they do the same thing a little more aggressively. Same harmonic move, just a little bit of a different interpretation in the rhythm and in the color of the instruments, a little heavier. This is the 3rd or 4th time in a row that they've done that pattern. I just want to see where they might go from here. Yeah, something new. Half step, half step, half step. Yeah, see, it's a little development section in here. They've gone away from that original idea. The tempo's the same. The general groove is the same. Now they're back into it. Great solo. So now, little straighter drumming, not as much halftime on it. So late. Maybe. See those subtle moves that they give you? They're just moving it up. It's a half-step motion, and they keep moving the pattern up a little bit. And they've got that half note right in the main riff. It's really great songwriting. Nice doubling. So that's subtonic. And it goes, and now they're back where they have been before. Another great ending. Another great ending. Yeah. I was right. I remembered very, very little about that song. About the only thing that I remembered was that it was an instrumental. And that it was based on the H.P. Lovecraft novel. That was it. So like the metadata I remembered, but not the actual sound of the tune. So it was really good for me to hear it again and to be reminded of just how really solid the songwriting is throughout. That opening that we had in D with the really lovely guitar playing that comes back at the end, right? We go heavy, we do all this other stuff, and then that little thing. We ended up in E, I think, E and F sharp, yada dum, uh, for that big section right before we come back to the A theme, the A idea, and they went from E down to subtonic. I said subtonic, and then they stayed there, and that was just where that first theme resides, and they let it come back that way. It's really smart, really smart. And I'm trying to figure out what side I like better. I think they're both very solid, y'all. Um, Gosh, which one do I like the best on this side? It's got to be Creeping Death. Cthulhu is great, but it's got to be Creeping Death. And it's just on the first listen. But the whole thing about the plague and that story and how they told it, that was really cool. Really fun. So friends, it's now 41 years since this album has been released. 41. And Ride the Lightning continues to be one of the defining albums of the thrash metal genre. I mean, everything that we've pointed out in today's video, the lyrics are pointed and visceral without being overly controversial or flagrant. It's a nice line that they've got there. And to go with it, James's vocals are, like I said last week, I think his color as a lead vocalist, his vocal color matches really perfectly for this musical style. And I think his rhythm guitar playing matches really well. One of the strengths of this band, the underrated strengths maybe of this band, is James's rhythm guitar. Really solid stuff. Excuse me, Kirk's lead guitar was just blistering all over this album and really impossible to ignore. I mean, he was really letting it rip on this album. And Lars drumming, solid, powerful. He supports the songs without overdoing it back there. And then we've got Cliff, and his bass playing is inspired, and his overall musical influence I think looms large over the arrangements of these songs, their complexity, and just how everything fits together. It's really a solid album, and with very little radio exposure, this album has gone on to be certified 6 times platinum. Y'all, it's not like that they had big radio hits off of this album. This is a thrash metal album that barely got any songs on the radio, and yet people found it and they continue to love it. It's been ranked 11th by Rolling Stone in their 100 greatest metal albums of all time, and it continues to be included in many best of lists from critics and from fans alike. So there you go, my friends. We have reached the end. We have heard all of Ride the Lightning Side 1 and now Side 2. It's got to be Fade to Black and Creeping Death for me. Ride the Lightning is great. For Whom the Bell Tolls is great. The Call of Ktulu. I mean, some Fight Fire with Fire, the way that we started off the album with that acoustic and then went right into, I mean, come on. A solid album from beginning to end. Really great. And I look forward to coming back to Metallica in the future, my friends. It'll probably be in the new year. And I'm not sure where we will go next, but I will be quite eager to continue on listening to the discography of Metallica as soon as I can get back to this band. But it's been great getting to all of Ride the Lightning. Last week, side 1, this week, side 2, and I thank y'all for hanging out with me and exploring this album together. Wonderful stuff. So thank y'all very much for being with me for this Metal Monday. I'm wearing my Metal Monday shirt, y'all. You can get it in the merch store. Metal makes Mondays better. And it's also been a Metallica Monday for the second Monday in a row, and that's just fine with me. So thanks everybody for being with me. We've been listening to Ride the Lightning, side 2 from Metallica. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.